Welcome to Start Building Me, my nightly training session between Monday and Friday to get the blood pumping through your body. My proof of concept is that consistency is far more important than intensity and duration of your training. Folks, really, you've got to do something every day. You don't have to do this every day. This is just a bit of a guideline to get the blood pumping for anybody here in the Twitch land specifically, but this also gets cast to Facebook as well as YouTube to get you into the habit of exercise. My point of the moment, other than consistency, folks, is that you really have to exercise if you want to have peak health, or even if you want to be considered healthy. You cannot be healthy without exercise. It's that simple. It's I would say the most important part of your personal health care. Diet's pretty important. They synergize, they go together, in other words. Ahoy hoy, good to see you, Sal. But really, folks, you're kidding yourself, and the only person you're hurting is yourself if you don't exercise. And if you have kids or you have family, and you should be inspiring them to exercise as well, because there is no future without exercise. Resistance is futile, folks. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I've had a big gym session, so I'm going to try and be in and out of here in 10 minutes. So let's see what we can do in 10 minutes. I'm not going to crank out too many reps. I'm just going to show this. What is it, folks? As I always say, it's exercise. It's specifically called a squat. Sitting down, standing back up. Really, that is the extent of it. I'm not sure if my mic's clipping. I might plug somewhere different. Maybe try there. Looks like it's clipping. The woes of my mic. Not again. Maybe I'll leave it there. Evening, Jazz in the house. Good to see you again. Maybe I picked the wrong setting on my mic. You know me, as soon as I see the headroom clipping in my devices, folks, it drives me nuts. Anyway, that should be alright. I've done ridiculous leg workout, all body workout, so I'm just going to be casually doing squats on the minute or so, explaining what it is tonight as opposed to rapping it out. I do a lot of exercise during the day, folks, at least 7 to 10 kilometers of walking a day, plus either an hour to an hour and a half of gym or weight training, or an hour to an hour and a half of cycling. So by the time it gets to this stage of the day, as you can see, I'm already wrecked. I go to bed pretty early as well. So look, in the grand scheme of things, folks, we're trying to get your blood pumping around your body, and it can be achieved in so many different ways, but this is by far the most efficient. Think of yourself sitting down on a chair and standing back up. Check. So dumb. It's supposed to be this hardcore. And it ain't hardcore at all. Small clipping. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's clipping. It can hang off my pocket there. That's fine. And first and foremost, folks, the most important part of exercise is to breathe. Suck in that air. You need air to exercise. You need air to oxygenate your muscles. So think about it. If you have really bad muscle strength, breathe. Squat. Breathe. Squat. And we're sitting back into our heels, weight going to the outside of our feet, driving your toes into the ground as well, and squat. Now, the form sticklers out there will say my back is coming down too much. Ideally, that is true. If I was going to be doing a barbell squat, I would probably stand wider like this, so my back comes down more perpendicular. And if you're going to do very few reps in a set like I'm doing now, just with singles, you don't really need to breathe. You can just have a breath and do your rep. And take a break. It's Monday, do not need to go for broke. I got my colostrum powder today. They were suggesting I take 2 grams a day. I like to take 20 grams a day. So I got an extra few kilos. Unfortunately, colostrum used to be $60 a kilo and it is double that now, which is kind of annoying. At least I took advantage of it when I did, when I really needed it back when I was doing combat sports in my 20s and early 30s. I am looking forward to a cup of green tea, and I was watching a video from, is it Coin Bureau? The YouTube channel about the WEF and their Davos meeting, which is, I find so hilarious. People getting together to tell us how to live sustainably whilst they're flying in on 1,500 private jets. Thanks for the tip, guys. I'm sure you know all about it. I'm sure billionaires know all about being frugal. And I've got enough blood pumping through my legs, and I've had enough sun today, clearly as well. One pitfall that you can get from doing too many squats is you'll feel some tension right there just between your hips and the top of your quadriceps. They can get quite tense. I've got a Theragun. It's a percussive massage device where you can really iron out problems that you have in your quadriceps, which will help you. It's kind of expensive. There are many different stretches you can do for your quadriceps that may help you out when you're doing basic squats over time. So, as here is startbuilding.me, we want to keep it very accessible. We want to keep it very cheap. I don't want people to buy anything who come here. You're already using your time. It's the opportunity cost, as they usually refer it to in economics. That the cost is you coming and checking out what I'm talking about, and for you to then go home, or hopefully you are at home, or if you're at, in Europe and you're in the office, hey, I say do it in the office and look at the people in your office whilst you're doing it. Let them know that this is something you've got to do every day. Whether you're sitting down on your office chair and standing back up, that is a squat. I sit on the edge of my bed to tie my shoes and put my shoes on when I'm walking the dogs. Inevitably, that results in a squat. Form sticklers are going to say my back's coming too forward. As always, stand wider if you need to keep your back coming straight like that. It will help you out, folks. So really, I'm just trying to get you to pump the blood around your body once a day. That's all that really matters. And man, it will... Think of a character in a video game. This will add years to your life, folks. And I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to explain to you that doing exercise is the panacea for living a good life. There are death, what do they say? There's death and taxes are the only guarantee in life. I put exercise in there, making you have a better life in there as well. So folks, don't fool yourself. As I always say with exercise, if you don't exercise, the only person you're hurting is yourself, really. So you're not fooling anyone. You're not fooling anyone, Tom. Come out of the closet. South Park reference if you haven't seen it. Sitting back into your heels, weight to the outside of your feet. That's why you have arches in your feet. Look at them if you do not believe me. If you've got flat feet, you probably use orthodontics. No, that's for your mouth. orthotics, I believe is what they put in. Definitely not orthodontics. Orthotics they put in your shoes to give your feet more of an arch. So the weight goes to the outside. The weight goes to the outside of your feet, drive your toes in, sitting back into your heels. And folks, this is supposed to be the move that you're so comfortable with. You should be able to do this whilst breathing all day, every day. It shouldn't even be a concern. So please, exercise for the love of God. And that's 10 minutes up. I'm going to do some push-ups and get out of here. Maybe find something on TV, maybe watch some of the Champions League, not Champions League, Premier League games that I missed out on. Put this camera on. Have that green tea. Finally able to consistently stomach the old matcha maidan. Sometimes it came back up to visit me and that was not a pleasant sensation. So get across here to Dave's patented cam, aka crotch cam. So, my forearms are pretty stiff. As I always explain to people, the various methods you can do push-ups, and always just show how you can just put a little bit of tension like that by leaning forwards on your shoulders. This is actually a really good forearm stretch as well. So spread your fingers, as I always recommend, and just walk your body weight out over your shoulders and you'll feel some tension all along the back of your forearm here. Good stretch. That is what you should be looking for. A lot of problems that you get in your elbow, a lot of tendons you can get, a lot of problems is a lot of inflexibility that you will have, specifically around your wrists. So something to be careful of. Sitting back like this as well is another very light stretch that you can put on your quadriceps. Make sure nothing seizes up, folks. I didn't do any neck today and it feels like the Wolf Creek character saying I feel like a head on a stick. It just feels very gristly and tendony. I should have done something on my neck. Not a problem, I can do that tomorrow, folks. There is always tomorrow, and as I always love to say, because I feel a lot better than I did yesterday for reasons unknown, nothing really happened, but apart from my energy and mood levels that I'm keeping for rebuild, one day to the next, folks, can really be a difference between not wanting to get out of bed and exploding out of bed and jumping in an esky or a chest freezer full of 1.7 degrees Celsius water and loving it. I have modified my esky sessions in the morning with meditation, and once a week I have information off the Andrew Huberman podcast where damn gecko. Not Andrew Huberman, of course, the gecko that's infiltrated my studio room. Where you do it like sauna sessions, so you'll have a freezer dunker, an ice bath, and then get out, sit in the sun for 10-15 minutes, then get back in, sort of like repetitions and sets, then have a break until the afternoon and do the same thing again. Apparently that's the most efficient way to do saunas as well. Go to a sauna for a half a day and do 10-15 minutes in the sauna, or 20 minutes in the sauna, 15 minutes out, 20 minutes in the sauna, you know, go and read a book, have a coffee, like some of the places in Germany have like a cafe and stuff, out for an hour or two, do some work, and then repeat the same thing. Anyway, I'm going to do a few push-ups and I'm going to get out of here, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to keep it at 5s because I've done 100 sets of chest today, and usually, 30 sets is fine for the week. How sometimes all it takes one day. That is very true in everything. It's like I was saying on the phone to you the other day, just with jobs, looking for a job. There's so many kids, especially looking at this on Twitch. It's really a numbers game, folks, and it is soul destroying. From my very first contract back in the day before working for a Fortune 500 company, you send, after your degree and qualifications galore, you'll send out dozens, if not 100 applications before you get that first job, and you really breaks your confidence until you realize that it is just a numbers game and you're up against a lot of people. So you got to be in it to win it. Apart from if it's a lottery, folks, the lottery is a scam tax that the government has on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was like, wow, I'm really feeling the push-ups today, but I'm not feeling the push-ups today. I'm feeling the fatigue setting in from the amount of damage that I've done in my chest today. But my workout program is going swimmingly. Start of the 4th week. So just basically the first month of my training sessions is just making sure I'm strengthening up my tendons and ligaments to make sure nothing's going to break. And before getting into progressive overload, which is usually a process of increasing the work intensity of your lifts between 3 to 5% per week until you plateau over about 3 months. So that's what I'll be working on. My goal is to lose a bit of body fat, but muscular hypertrophy is the aim of the game for me always. Gaining muscle mass, and the byproduct, of course, is losing body fat. You don't aim to lose body fat. That is stupid. But by gaining muscle mass, you burn fat. And it's the only way to really efficiently lose body fat is by doing weights, because if you're just doing cardio, it's catabolic, meaning that your muscles deteriorate and break down from doing a lot of cardiovascular work, which means that your muscles no longer need the energy which would burn the fat storage, so you become less and less efficient over time. So the best way to lose fat is to do weights. It is the absolute essential way to lose body fat. And to me, it's always the most enjoyable form of exercise. I love resistance training. To me, it's so fun. I call it church with my brother-in-law. It's just good time, get out of the house, listen to a podcast, listen to an audiobook, pump some iron, and get out of here. Speaking of which, I'm just going to do 5 more push-ups, folks, record my rebuild, and go have that green tea and probably about 10 litres of water, folks. Proof and point that you really are just pumping blood around your body, folks. Forget the numbers, they're arbitrary. You know, like I said, I come in here and do 50 normally, squats, 50 push-ups. That's just for me. And even for me, it's completely arbitrary. It's just trying to keep a benchmark together that I keep on a whiteboard, which will also be a big part of my rebuild scheme that I have a playlist for on YouTube. So stay in for that. 5 more, folks. Have a good day wherever you are in the world. If you haven't had a good day, you might have a good day tomorrow. So rest up and chill out. Perhaps have a cup of tea like I recommend. Chamomile, peppermint being my favorite, but coming around to the old green tea again. I was a big fan in the 20s. Coming back now as a 40-year-old dust collecting boomer. Anyway, 5 more and I'm out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My poor shoulders are screaming for mercy. Have a good night, folks. Catch you tomorrow. The knee shuffle.